You're listening to Radio Kidnappers, the voice of Hawke's Bay. This is the program called The Wonderful World of Wardini Books, and it's our pleasure, as always, to have in the studio, in the hot seat, the wonderful Lou from Wardini Books. How you going, Lou?
Yeah, really well, Ken. How are you doing?
Oh, can't complain. All the better for seeing you. Now, today we're going to talk about New Zealand Book Awards for young readers.
Yes, yeah. So it's the New Zealand Book Awards for Children and Young Adults, as its full official title. And these happen every year. And a team of judges get together and they pick out what they think are the most outstanding books in different categories. So you've got picture books and junior fiction, which is probably that sort of 7, 8, 9, 10 sort of. And then you've got young adult fiction, you've got non-fiction, illustration and te reo Māori, and best first book. So there are some absolute crackers, but today I wanted to concentrate just on one publisher that's got books in 3 of the categories. It's Whetu Publishers, who are a small independent New Zealand publisher.
Yes.
And I like small independent things.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because you kind of have to go even more specialer than anybody else.
Yes,
so
you do.
They've got 3 books.
That is great.
At least 3 books actually in the New Zealand Book Awards for young children and young adults this year. So the first one I was going to talk about is The Bomb.
The Bomb, yeah.
Which is a picture book for young kids, probably of, I don't know, I would say about 4, and then you could go right up quite. I mean, how do you do bombs in the pool in the summer, or do your grandchildren?
And who doesn't?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it is classic Kiwi summer traditional thing to do, and this one is just about this kid. And he just wants to do the perfect bomb. You'll be someone around here if you do the perfect bomb. And so it talks about the different kind of bombs, which I used to teach at an intermediate school, so I only knew things like staples and manus and things
remember
like
the staple,
that.
yes.
But apparently there's a knee lock, a bottle pop, a coffin drop, a manu. Yeah, there's loads of different types.
Have they got the belly flop?
Oh God,
that's
that was
a very painful bomb.
Oh, this is why I haven't done it in years now. I did a terrible one of those, nearly split my stomach open one time. So off he goes, and he's like, right, he's got a little thing that he goes, hear my song, see my lines, check my moves, they're so fine. See me soar, see me fly, see me swooping through the sky, but watch out for my... And then, totally bottles it. Yeah. So it's like, and everyone's laughing, but they've all got advice. No. You need more weight, you need more height, more hair, bigger shorts, more muscle, more puku, bigger shorts. But so eventually it's just going through how he's going to do this perfect bomb, and then really it turns into a book about just being who you are and doing it your way,
having a bit of fun.
And it's just so bright and colourful and completely Kiwi.
And some great illustrations in there, like you say. Look at that.
Beautiful. So I didn't mention it's by Sasha Cotter and Josh Morgan. Josh Morgan is the illustrator, and they are just perfect, aren't they?
They are. It's a great book.
Quintessential Kiwi book.
Everyone would enjoy reading that book.
I think so.
And the next book is Whetu Toa and the Magician.
Yeah, and I think I have mentioned this before. It's Steph Matuku, and this one is in the junior fiction, and it is about Whetu Toa and her mum. Her mum's got a job to be... assistant to a magician. No, it's not. She's the housekeeper for the magician, and on they go, and there are magical animals and all sorts of things when they turn up at this house, and it's going to go really well, but they really need that job. It's got to go well. He does need an assistant, and the magician has got an assistant, this really, really naughty rabbit called Errant.
Yes. An errant rabbit. And he's a bit of a wrong-un, Errant. So he's bewitched a lamb. He's trying to get it to do stuff, but it's gone really feral, this lamb, and it's like a murderous lamb. Really?
So in the end, Whetu is invited to be the magician's assistant. So that puts her more at odds with Errant, the naughty rabbit. So there's all sorts going on in this novel, and it's very entertaining. There's real drama in it and real danger, and I think it's just got all the elements, all the right ingredients for a good kid book recipe.
Yeah.
So that's very well justified in being in the Junior Fiction Awards.
And our last book is called Legacy.
This is by Whiti Heriaka, and this one is in the Young Adult Awards, and it's quite a special book actually. So it follows young Ricky, who is a modern day teenager, and he's got all sorts of stuff going on in his life, and his mum is researching, I think it's his great-grandfather's tape recorded diaries, interviews with the great-grandfather who was in the First World War, so it might even be a great actually, but he was Te Ariki, which is where Ricky gets his name from. And Ricky's quite distracted walking across the street one day I think they're in Wellington, and he gets knocked over, and when he comes to,
He doesn't know what the hell's going on, and what's actually happened, long story short, is he has become his grandfather in the First World War and is in Egypt.
Yeah.
And it's like these first-hand experiences of young Māori men in the First World War. And the bit that stood out for me, it was really quite interesting, was there was a guy from the South Island that came up and saw these guys and says to Te Ariki, "Oh, I've never met a native before." And he says, Oh, you've not met any of the Egyptians before? And he said, "No, I meant a Māori fellow." Oh, yeah. And it was just like, that's crazy. I know there's a sparse population down on the South Island, but, there's all sorts of things going on there, aren't there? So just 3 absolutely top books from Huia publishers. Really, really impressive stuff.
And of course, they're available at Wardini Books in Havelock North and in Napier.
Yes, they are. And we did already have most of these wonderful books in stock. We've had to sort of order some in specially because what they do is they absolutely scare around. Well, people put their books in for consideration, and it can be self-published books. It can be very tiny independent publishers. So it's a good way of getting awareness out there of what's going on.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Good on you, Lou. As always, our pleasure. You look after yourself. We'll talk to the same time, same place next time.
Cool. Thanks, Ken.